This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com with a daily wrestling news update. Before I get into it, tomorrow, Wednesday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time on this channel, I will be doing a live fan interactive shoot interview with Great North Wrestling Women's Champion of Canada, Lufisto. So if you want to take part in that, it's going to be from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. Click subscribe and get your notifications for this channel if you want to get automatic updates whenever we go live. Now, there was a lot of controversy last night regarding WWE's Thunderdome concept, which is the most being talked about thing coming out of Raw. I haven't heard much talked about the actual show, so it's pretty bad when a couple of fans that try and screw around with the show get talked about more than the show itself. It wasn't any girls flashing their boobs on camera. By the looks of the Thunderdome, maybe like 4% of the fans that are acting as Thunderdome fans are girls. It's a very small percentage. It's like 96% males sitting by themselves, but I guess they had one male that was dressed in a KKK outfit. One guy managed to slip a picture of Chris Benoit on his screen, and another guy put up a video of someone being executed. And WWE released an official statement regarding this, so it might lead to more people trying to mess with the broadcasts in the future. But I just think it's funny that there's nothing interesting that happened on Raw but the fans. That's pretty lame. Apparently they tape the underground segments that they're still doing in the afternoon. Those are not running live, and they don't use the Thunderdome for the Raw Underground fake real fighting concept that they're doing, which is just, I can't even watch it. I'm actually embarrassed for them that they're doing that Raw Underground crap. Summerslam only did about 200,000 Google searches, according to Dave Meltzer. You would expect, I guess, between 500,000 to 1 million Google searches for a big event like SummerSlam. However, SummerSlam led to Raw getting its highest rating since the Raw after WrestleMania last night. Raw did a 0.67, which has been their best rating in 4 months. They had Roman Reigns return on SummerSlam. Everyone's watching. It was the first Thunderdome Raw. So the Thunderdome actually has more people watching. Maybe it's out of curiosity or what. But I heard on the show that it wasn't very good, and particularly, I guess, Randy Orton did some punts to Drew McDonald that looked particularly bad. AEW's rating from last week was a little bit late coming out. AEW did a 0.31 rating for the big angle where I guess Cody Rhodes is now dropped the title and is taking a break because he was getting too much heat from my challenge, too much fan pressure, too much Legends pressure. He had to do an injury angle, so they did a 0.31 rating. Pro Wrestling Sheet is reporting that Wade Barrett is going to be doing commentary for NXT this week. He hasn't appeared for WWE since 2016. He was working for NWA, but they haven't done any taping since January 25th. I don't think there's been any NWA title defenses since then either. I hear Nick Aldis is trying to get a job for Fight TV, who don't actually pay, in my experience and many other people's experience that I've talked to. They like to tell creators that they are going to pay them and then not pay them. So Fight TV sucks. I'm going to get into your fan questions, but I had a bunch of people comment that Conan was allegedly, this is all hearsay, that some guy was reporting that he was supposed to do a shoot interview with Conan, and Conan no-showed it. That guy, he doesn't even deserve to have his name mentioned in my breath, is a liar. I've heard him personally say lies about me. He's a complete loser, and I will believe Conan's side on that. Conan was nothing but professional and a pleasure to deal with on my end, and I don't think Conan would be involved with so many companies he has over the years in office positions if he was an unreliable person. I'll ask for a couple of questions. Merd says, glad I'm on. He started following me on Twitter at Devon Hannibal, which, by the way, if you DM me on Twitter at Devon Hannibal, I will follow you back. And at the Hannibal TV, we're also on Instagram and Twitter at the Hannibal TV. Retro Joe says the return of Chris Benoit last night to WWE. I think he's back on the network. I think they've started including him on the network fairly recently. And of course, yeah, you should. Thanks for the follow on Twitter. I appreciate it. Ralph says Raw wasn't anything special for sure. Chris finds it funny, the fans screwing around in the Thunderdome. I've heard some reporters, like the dweebs on the Wrestling Observer Radio. I try to listen to it for news, but some of those guys are the biggest geeks I've ever heard, saying, "Oh, this is horrible that the fans are trying to disrupt a broadcast of Raw." Maybe if the broadcast was any good, they wouldn't try that shit. And one of them actually said AEW fans would be very unlikely to do that because we all know at the Wrestling Observer, they are extremely biased towards AEW. AEW could do nothing wrong. The man with no name says someone will eventually show porn on the Thunderdome. I'm looking forward to that. I encourage someone to do that. And if someone gets away with that, I will have you on this show to discuss how you pulled that off if you contact me. Sean Wood says executions, WTF, regarding that someone put the execution up. Ivan says some of those virtual fans in the Thunderdome were sleeping. I mean, I remember the Nitro parties. It was like guys and girls in college having like an actual party and watching. This is people sitting by themselves, mostly middle-aged or older men, by themselves in a room that look like they're about to fall asleep. Although supposedly there is a fan coordinator that gives these people instructions when to boo, when to cheer. That's why you're seeing them all do it at the same time. Tiger Woods says Vince is 75 now, and that's a great picture from Ghostbusters 2 there as your profile picture. And yeah, Vince is 75, and he has the final say on creative, so it's no wonder the largest majority audience of WWE is like 55 and over, from what I understand. Fatty Tub says, now that people know they can do this, they can do it en masse. It's how the internet works. I can guarantee you worse this week. I hope it happens, honestly, because I'm seriously bored with the product. And I don't agree with KKK or posting executions. I do want people to post porn. I think that's funny. Or I'd love, there's like 4% women watching this, but I'd like to see someone flash the screen. I think that would be funny. Leroy says he showed my friend his friend the Cody promo, and he said I'm the real deal. Too real for Cody. Apparently too real for Cody. Now he has to do an injury angle, take a hiatus because I scared him. But it's all good. Richard Min says, do I know what the Harris brothers are up to these days? No idea. When I was in Nashville, because they live around there a few years ago, I tried to message them about doing an interview, and they didn't respond. I don't know if that's their real Facebooks that I tried to contact them on or not. Christopher says, I think maybe I saw that SummerSlam was Sunday, but quickly forgot about it because I don't care. There was absolutely nothing on that SummerSlam show that made me care in the slight least bit about it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The only thing interesting that happened on it was Roman Reigns returned. Other than that, it sucks. Al Angel in Ramon says, I guarantee you booty, tits, dick, etc. is coming to Thunderdome. You just know it's going to happen. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Alain tipped me $5. Thank you, Alain. I really appreciate it. Someone wants me to post the porn. I would have done it at one point in my life, but probably not now. It would get me in way too much trouble. Vincent says WWE can't control the internet. And Colonel Quayle says Vince McMahon should join AEW. That would be quite something. I couldn't care less about the TV products, to be honest. I'm doing the news because this is my job, but I am interested in Great North Wrestling, PCW Ultra, which I posted a good match today, by the way, War Beast against the Lucha Brothers. Very ECW-ish atmosphere to that. But yeah, overall, I'd rather watch UFC on YouTube or boxing on YouTube or research UFO stuff than watch anything to do with wrestling today because I don't like the booking. I really don't like how the booking is done. Maria tipped me $10, says hello, everyone. Maria is one of the greatest fans I have. I really appreciate it. Vincent says the American Chicken was actually holding tryouts and not real open challenges. Yes, apparently he was. I already answered this, Danny Mac. The answer is no. He doesn't have an open challenge for Brody Lee. He's an employee of AEW. He's not an executive like Rhodes was. He has no matchmaking ability. He's not a booker like Rhodes was. And I have better, more productive things to do with my time than to give AEW any more publicity. I'd rather work on other stuff, such as Great North Wrestling related stuff. Christopher Bell says there's something special about empty arena shows. No, stupid. This is Awesome Chance. Actually, with the fake crowds, they're doing This Is Awesome Chance. They actually have the fake crowds do This Is Awesome Chance. You just obviously haven't watched it, and I don't blame you. Chad says AEW literally took the belt off Cody because I had heat with him. He's a bitch. Can't watch AEW anymore. One Man Gang, when is the next Great North Wrestling card planned? To answer that question, I can't plan one right now because the lockdown is still in serious effect here. You can't book arenas. Most city facilities are only open by appointment, so we're nowhere near the point of having fans with shows with fans right now. I have actually put out one movie-style match, Amber Nova fighting a ninja. Maybe you'll see a Blood Hunter match. I've been talking to Kevin Sullivan about setting up some type of Blood Hunter match with no fans in the future. And who knows, Lufisto might defend her title in front of no fans if I could possibly set it up. Would we ever see Great North Wrestling Gatineau, Quebec? No, probably not. Because first of all, it's right across the border from Ottawa. And French people, a lot of them are dicks to English people. And I've been ripped off by Quebec arenas in the past. And recently, Gatineau gym wouldn't even let me train with a cutoff shirt on. So that kind of soured me about Gatineau for sure. But the strip clubs in Gatineau are better than the strip clubs in Ottawa. I do agree with that. Really appreciate it. Lonzo says Cody's a coward. Thanks for all your tips. 2:30 p.m. tomorrow. Lufisto will be live on here with me. Join us. I'll answer your question very likely.